Hello, and welcome to the Great Game Debate Podcast, where friends come together to talk about video games and our lives. As always, I'm your host, Kate Barrett-Lane, and joining me is the godfather of the debate himself, Jonah Gomez. How you doing, buddy?
It's 2023, baby. The year of our Lord and Savior, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
I saw a really funny meme today that was like 2014 was 19 years ago, and I was like, because it took me a second to realize that's not correct. It's only 9 years ago. Of course, also joined by our co-panelist and debate brother, our man in Australia, the Saucy Aussie, Stephen Beaumont. How you doing, buddy?
Very good, very good. Just been playing some Pokemans this morning.
Mhm.
No shiny luck today, but I had a heap yesterday, so good vibes.
I have to ask, this is the first time your camera has ever had in frame the shelf above all your posters. I never knew there was a shelf there. Is there anything interesting up?
That was what my
Oh, that's
wife
crooked too.
that was what my wife put there to put me
Oh
on.
yeah, the famous bobblehead. If only the audio viewers could see. Yeah, that's freaking hilarious. Well, gents, as Jonah said, it's 2023. I guess this is officially season 2 of the Great Game Debate podcast. We've been at this for, I guess season 1 was a long 2 years.
Yeah.
We've, sunsetted. Wes, hope you're doing well, buddy. And yeah, it's a new year, new season. So let's get at it. I hope you guys stopped by Hermit's Isle and picked up your sky armor because it's time for the icebreaker.
Hell yeah. I get it.
Well, here's the icebreaker I have for you guys today. My wife's pregnant, y'all.
Whoa!
That's massive.
Congratulations, buddy.
Having a baby.
Congratulations. That's
Thanks.
awesome.
Coming in July to
Wow.
a room near me, I guess. It's got to be a boy.
Congratulations,
It's gonna be a
man.
boy.
Wow.
So yeah, first child. I'm officially gonna be in amongst all of the other dads in the Discord. I feel like 80% of the people are Discord are dads, probably. So you'll have to give me all the hot tips. At me in the Discord with your hot dad tips because I'll need them.
Congratulations, man. You guys got a name picked out yet?
We do, but we'll give it to ourselves.
wow.
People are mean on the internet.
Ooh.
I can tell you guys in private because I know you're not gonna care. But
Nice.
it's
We
really
were
funny.
locked
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say we weren't locked in until like pretty much at the hospital most of the time. We had usually had a short list of like 5 names, and we just sort of like looked at our kid and went, I think it's that.
That's the one. Well, that may happen yet. Yeah, Destiny's already gone back and forth like 4 times on a name, and we've kind of settled on one for a while now, especially since it's a boy. So.
I tried so hard to get my wife to like let my son's second name be Leon after Leon S. Kennedy.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay, so I'm not even joking. One of Maggie's middle names almost was Danger. Not even gonna lie, we almost named her Danger.
That would be amazing. Yeah. One of my my brother-in-law was really telling us we should name the kids Lincoln Zelda if we have a boy and a girl, but Destiny was just like, no. It would have been cool.
That's funny because one of my like in-laws sisters had a kid and they called it Lincoln spelt Lincoln Park.
Yeah.
And so then they could short it to Link as well.
That's great. Little pro strat there. Yeah, looking forward to being a dad, I guess. I'll pretty much be a stay-at-home dad, so I'll be able to infect him with all of my pop culture preferences, get him started young on D&D, and like he won't even know that like the internet or current gen or even last gen consoles are a thing. He'll just have a CRTV and like a PS2 and a Nintendo 64. So,
hell yeah.
Be like the village. Cool. Well, before we get into it, I'll turn things over to you, Steven. We've collated our community top 10 games of the year. Steven's been on top of that for the last month or so. So why don't you give us the final results?
Yeah, so awesome turnout this year. I was really stoked. We had 43 games voted on, which shows you just how diverse the range of awesome games we had this year was. Massive props to all the indies like blowing up this year because they made up a lot of the list. And with 25 voters as well, which is awesome. So big thanks to, I'm just going to shout out your Discord names. Big thanks to Roland, Traveling Snowman, Meki Yajirobe, Austin Taylor, Majora's Mike, Captain Stubbs, Randall Reborn, Mountain Drew, Tokyo Slim, Joey Cisco Tufts, Aviator Gamer, Rook, Caden's wife, shout out, Mecha Rekka, Jextech, Pucho, Mateo, Matt Misdriven, Zeason, Pretty Kitty, Chris Logan, and Bean Dip Bro. Thanks a lot. So, without further ado, our number 10 slot goes to Citizen Sleeper with 10 points.
Oh, really? Okay.
Big ups for Tokyo Slim getting his top game in there.
Represented.
And there's a lot of that showing up with these first few ones. So we got next up is number 9 with Plague Tale Requiem with 11 points, and that was definitely headed by Joey Cisco Tufts' number 1 pick.
Yeah.
We follow up with a tie for 7th place, so we skip 8th place. So our tie for 7th place was TMNT Shredder's Revenge with 12 points. So Wes, you have Chris Logan to thank for that one for sure. And then tied again in 7th place, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 with 12 points. Nice. I think that was most definitely headed up by Traveling Snowman.
Yeah, I had a great experience playing that this year with him. We kind of DM'd back and forth.
Big last minute push, which was awesome because it had made it into the 10, and so many people voted on this, and we just shouted it out in the icebreaker. Tied at number 5, Chained Echoes, 15 points, and
higher if it came out sooner.
And yeah, Bean Dip Bro gave it that last. Literally, I woke up this morning and he's like, "I'm making a change for my second spot." I'm like, "Yep, sweet as." And yeah, so tied at number 5. So 2 banger indies. Tunic with 15 points as well. So big ups to Tunic.
Loved it.
I'm sorry, I hate
isometric games. Yeah,
isometric games. But yeah, it's a good game. Now, number 4, which is a surprise, but for anyone that's a fan, that's the reason why it's on this list, and that's Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Oh, okay.
It really changed the series, and it's worthy of it, even if you think it looks like crap. It's a great game. And then, surprising me personally, but everyone was loving it at the early stages of voting. Number 3, which is our indie of the year, is Immortality with 20.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow,
so
I really need to play that in Citizen Sleeper.
A lot of people just gave it those nudity votes. So well done to Immortality. So it should have beaten God of War Ragnarok because no nudity. So
exactly. Yeah.
It wasn't to be, and so. Unsurprisingly, and these are some big chasms to have broached, but number 2, God of War Ragnarok with 41 points, so going from 20 to 41, and then number 1, which is probably no surprise to our Discord, Elden Ring with 65 points, which is just insane.
Blew it out of the water. Yeah.
Blew it out of the water. Our last year's winner, Metroid Dread, I think was like 30 points. So, 65 points, just absolutely just dominated. So well done to all of the games that were voted on. Yeah, and cool. I'm pretty sure our honorable mention, our one that was in the 11th spot, and then there was a bunch in 12th, was Crisis Core.
Oh,
again,
okay.
There was a late vote on Crisis Core that bumped it up. I think it might have been Misdriven might have given it that little last minute surge.
Yeah, it's been interesting seeing the response to that game. That really just solidifies how much I need to play Citizen Sleeper and Immortality, I guess. And I think it probably says something that Arceus got in instead of Scarlet and Violet. So hopefully they.
But yeah, if you ever like. Maybe there's like the only thing that would get close to it is like Silent Hill. But if you ever want to feel both horny and like gross, Immortality is the game for you. Like,
All right.
you want to feel bad about the fact that you're also feeling horny,
Yeah, but feel good about the fact you're feeling bad about it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks again to our community. Congratulations to Elden Ring, surprising no one. Next year will be Armored Core 6 for sure, right? So we'll move on from there. This episode is going to be a little bit different than our regularly scheduled programming. We're going to be doing community questions and have a little bit of a game with 2023 predictions. So we'll just jump right into community questions. So our first question comes in from Tongue Surgery in the Discord, aka Kevin. Shout out to Kevin working on an indie game called Tempest Inc. You can check out a demo of on itch.io. But Kevin's question is, we'll get the negative juju out of the way at the beginning. Bring out your pessimism. What do you think will be the biggest disappointment this year? Starfield? Square Enix implementing NFTs? Still no Silksong? Can be anything video games related. All right, yeah, I'll just kind of jump in on that one. Biggest disappointment this year will probably be, yeah, I'm gonna say I just have no faith. I don't think Silksong's coming out this year still. Yeah. Sorry, Wes. What do you guys think? Biggest disappointments.
I'm very much in the same ballpark as you. I am saying if we hear anything, but the thing that we hear will be that Metroid Prime 4 is not releasing this year.
Yeah. Oh, you know, I thought something else too. I think that Microsoft will go through their acquisition of Activision Blizzard, and Bobby Kotick will just, nothing will happen to him. He'll continue to have like a high level high position.
Yeah, probably.
So
does Forspoken count, even though it's actually not really so far not that good?
Sure. I mean, you're entitled to your disappointments, Joe.
I mean, when that game first got shown off, I thought the gameplay looked really cool, and the more they showed of it, I was like, ooh, I don't.
Yeah.
And the voice acting is a little weird.
My thing is, I would say that they showed so much desert, and I remember that probably the most dull part of Nier Automata is the desert.
Yeah.
So I am hoping that maybe it's like Nier Automata, and that it's that's the worst part of the game, and we're just hiding all the best parts of the game. But I don't know. I haven't watched anything about it because I'm not a massive Square Enix guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. Did you have anything in particular, Steve? Or are you just piggybacking on Silksong?
No, I said Metroid Prime 4 is and probably even Metroid Prime 1 remaster won't happen, which it makes me depressed, but it's hard to believe when they just don't care. And I get it. Look, Metroid Dread is an amazing game and sold maybe 3 million when dud games on the Switch sell 10 million, you know what I mean? So it's a sad reality that we have to face.
Yeah, I didn't even consider just a Metroid Prime remaster. They would do that, wouldn't they? It would be like not including Super Mario Galaxy 2 in the All-Stars collection. They wouldn't do a trilogy remaster. It would just be Prime.
They'll make it, and they'll make it one specific way. It's either it is motion controls only, or
yeah, it'll be Cursed Monkey's Paw Metroid Prime remaster.
Okay, well, I mean, you gotta think about how they did their last port, which was Skyward Sword, and they did a pretty okay job with changing the controls.
They did a good job.
Not just being.
Yeah, they did a good job.
I'll give them a little bit of credit if they do it.
Yeah. We'll see. All right. Well, thanks, Tongue Surgery, for that one. Moving on. This comes in from Majora's Mike. I believe this is Mike from the Game of Makeup podcast, right? Which I think by the time this episode is out, they're coming out with a new episode. It's really good. You should check it out. But the question is, of all the games planned or announced for 2023, which would hurt the most seeing delayed into 2024? I'll try to come up with a different answer in a second, but yeah, that just carrying on with what we've been talking about, Xbox telling us that Silksong should be out by the middle of the year next year. If it ends up delayed into 2024, it's just gonna be God.
I think Starfield is this is a really, really rude way to explain it, but they probably should have released it last year. It's on an old engine, so I liken it to Duke Nukem Forever. You don't push it out any further.
No.
You just release it. Think about and I'm not saying it's anywhere near that. I'm not saying it's anywhere near Crackdown 3, but the same with Crackdown 3. They just kept on pushing it and pushing it. Maybe it'll get good. Maybe it'll get good. Just release it. It looks like a freaking, Xbox 360 game in HD. And, like, the players that like it are gonna enjoy it, and everyone else won't care. Just release it. You didn't have to build it up to be this big thing. Like, it's they've got the biggest, like, double-edged sword. They're gonna hurt either party. They're gonna either hurt themselves. They're gonna hurt everyone else. Like, depending on if they delay it or not. Just release it and fix it as you go. Like,
it's
the reality of games.
Anyway. I thought of my my real answer. I'll be like super disappointed if Baldur's Gate 3, which is supposed to come out in August, gets delayed from into 2024, because I could actually see that happening, and that would really suck. But what do you think, Joe?
I'm gonna be really upset if Zelda gets pushed out anymore.
Can you imagine? It's supposed to come out in like May, and they're like, "We're sorry, we have to push it back to 2024."
Again, I don't think it's gonna get any better by waiting much longer on that one. And I think review scores would only sour on it. Like, I'm talking Zelda. Like, if they're hitting freaking 27 frames per second, trying to get it to 30 is not going to help their review scores. People are going to still say it looks trash because it's on 38 frames per second.
Performance isn't the thing to focus on, really. As long as it's doing better than Scarlet and Violet.
I don't want to be looking at like a character just robot walking across the street.
Most games are doing better than Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah. All right, thanks again, Mike, for that one. Next one comes in from Roland, Discord member. I believe this is Brian from the Draft Punks, right?
Yes.
Shout out to Draft Punks. Check them out. Fellow podcast. The question is kind of related. What game hasn't been announced yet, and are you hoping to hear about it in 2023? What game that hasn't been announced yet are you hoping to hear about in 2023?
I'll start with my default answer. Splinter Cell.
Yeah. It would be nice to get an announcement of a new 3D Mario. That would I didn't realize until today that aside from the Wii with Galaxy 1 and 2, there's starting on the Nintendo 64, I think only one 3D like mainline Mario platformer per console generation. So, I mean, it's gonna be really sad if that's all we get is, Odyssey
at the first
now we're waiting on the Switch 2.
Yeah.
So
it really sucks because God, Odyssey is so good. For me, I'm kind of like, obviously I'm super stoked that Resi 4 is coming out, but I really want like a third game for the Resi Rev series. So Revelations 3 is definitely my pick because like I want to see where the characters are going in third person. Like obviously we've got RE8 and we've got some more stuff with Chris there, but I really like
I want to see what Shev is doing after Resident Evil 5.
Bring back Shev. Let's have Charlie's
exactly
Angels.
because they went yeah, that's exactly right. They went Jill, then Claire, and then Shev would be awesome because unlike whoever that character was in RE6, the lady that was with Leon. Who cares? But like Sheva was actually awesome.
Yeah, Shev's badass. My real answer to this question is the next Monster Hunter game, World 2 or whatever the hell they end up calling it, Monster Hunter 6. They have to be making that. They probably started immediately after World came out because of its sales. So hopefully we get an announcement for that this year, so I can lose my mind again.
My bonus answer is gonna be Titanfall 3.
Nice.
I would throw everything, start screaming and running around my room if Titanfall 3 gets announced. I'm a fan of Apex Legends. I haven't played it in a very long time. I like what they've done with the game. I think it's super interesting, really cool, fun battle royale. It is too sweaty of a game to play. Like it is the only people that play Apex Legends are just the people really trying hard to
only play Apex Legends.
Like I don't think hype because of the game is always $2, Titanfall 2, and the amount of people that have gotten onto it, yes, way too late, so they never made money on the game and all that sort of stuff, but like the amount of hype from the critical community would be just at a fever point if they did drop Titanfall 3. And it's like, surely in their billions of dollars that they're making off of skins and stuff of a free to play game, they could afford just to put $100 million to like a Titanfall 3. Like,
yeah.
They cool. Just need to not launch it between a Call of Duty, like in the 1 week span of Call of Duty and Battlefield. Like, just don't launch it in between there, and the game will do fine.
Yeah, like that. Obviously, critically, that's the curse for Horizon. But I actually noticed it in our GOTY votes, and I feel really sorry for it. I don't know exactly what the quality of the game is, but obviously Caden's like grinning and going like this. But like, Sparks of Hope completely missed GOTYs, but it launched at the same time as God of War. Like, what are you expecting?
Yeah,
I know it's completely
just,
different.
No discourse about that game, really. I feel like
zero discourse about the game. It could have released at New Year's Day, and it would have been much better. Like,
Yeah. You really, it's just crazy that you really do have to plan around
the big ones.
Games. That's just the world we live in. But it's also like there's always a big one, like every part of the year now.
Yeah.
My bonus answer is Roddy Out of Stories Remastered. Let's go. Okay, so moving on, this comes in from Traveling Snowman in the Discord. Shout out Chris, our resident Xenoblade enthusiast. Outside of Tears of the Kingdom, what will be the best Switch game in 2023?
They've announced nothing.
Yeah, I was gonna say of the announced games, if it actually comes out in 2023, it's probably got to be Pikmin 4, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but besides that,
and by the sounds of like they're saying, everyone's now saying pretty much 2024 is going to be the launch of the successor. Is a lot of what people are saying.
Yeah.
Well, because they're saying that Nintendo haven't announced anything, so we're realistically waiting on E3 or March or whatever when they have their annual reports and whether or not they'll do a direct then.
Interesting.
They haven't announced anything. We've got like it feels like that end of the Wii U when they were like dropping like it was like Mario Super Tennis and like Animal Crossing freaking roll the dice game, whatever that was.
They've started getting into the habit, I feel like, more recently of trying to make a smaller window between announce and release. Like, didn't Kirby have like an extremely short release?
Yeah, it was pretty tidy. Yeah, it was pretty tidy.
It could be that there's something, winter.
Same with Metroid Dread too.
We'll at least get a Pokemon, remaster, maybe Black and White. I guess would be the next thing. So I could see a lot of people being hyped for that because everyone really loves that story. The Pokemon are terrible, but people love the story.
Yeah, for me personally, this question kind of, I don't know. It's just like, of the announced Switch games coming out, like nothing comes close to like the amount of hype for Tears of the Kingdom. It's like I couldn't care less about anything else right now.
I can't even think of anything. I guess. Oh wait, GoldenEye on NSO. There you go.
Hey, it has online multiplayer.
I guess it's not a Switch exclusive, but what I'm probably most excited to play on the Switch would have to be Sea of Stars.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's a perfect Switch game. Pixel art, 2D indie. Yeah, that's cozy. Yeah, if we open this question up to any game, then, there's hundreds of possibilities.
Yeah, exactly. There's one that I really want to play on Switch, which is the indie game that someone's making that's like Kiki's Delivery Service meets Wind Waker.
Yeah, that looks really
so
fun.
Good. Yeah,
definitely. Cool. Well, next question comes in from BeanDip Bro, one of our mods in the Discord. Brendan, shout out. With it possibly being the year of the RPG/JRPG, what role-playing game are you all most looking forward to this year?
I just bet it. Sea of Stars. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this kind of resurgence of like SNES era RPGs has just been like sick. Chained Echoes going into Sea of Stars. It's going to be really awesome. Other than that, though, for me, I mean, it's Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, just Larian, they're the best in the biz. So everything I've seen of Act 1 and Early Access so far has just been phenomenal. So It's probably like my next most anticipated game after Tears of the Kingdom.
But
so.
Caden, you're not excited for D&D 1?
Nope, don't get me started. What about you, Steven?
Well, for me, I'm always on catch up with RPGs, so I'm many years behind. But like, by everyone's hype, I want to just check out Chained Echoes. So it's nothing this year, but I definitely want to check that out because everyone's just been hyping it up and talking about Sky Armor. So I want to know what the hell Sky Armor is.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and this just got me thinking, I'm sure it's years away at this point, but, of course, Monolith Soft will be making a new Xeno something game. I think they officially said Xenoblade 3 is like the end of the Xenoblade trilogy, and whatever they make next will be the beginning of a new story, so that'll be exciting.
I know this isn't turn-based, but in just general RPG, I would say probably the one I'm most excited for would be Avowed, just to see someone else have a crack at the Skyrim formula.
Um,
they'll give us what we want and need like a decade before.
Is it sad that nobody said Final Fantasy 16 or 7 Rebirth?
I'm sure we don't represent the majority of RPGs.
It's not my wheelhouse, sorry.
I think I've hopefully I've made this reputation for myself at this point, but if you're not aware, I just really don't like Final Fantasy 7 or any related media. But anyway, so cool. Next question from Bob Backwards. This is Bob Buell from 99 Questions.
Yes,
isn't
it is.
Shout out. Go check out 99 Questions podcast.
We were just on it.
Yeah, check it out. We had our Bewley-weds, I hope is the name he's officially got.
Yeah, it's the Bewley-weds, and we did.
Yeah, we crashed and burned hard. We brought the entertainment.
Just Jonah's not ready to admit his love for drinks
I made this a meme. Anyway, the question is, what big game this year are each of you confident you are not going to play, whether it's just not for you or comes out at a busy time or whatnot? Well, I can tell you this. I'm sure as heck not getting a PS5 anytime soon, especially with a baby on the way, so I'm probably going to play Spider-Man 2 like a year and a half after it comes out on PC.
I forgot that was supposed to come out this year. Oh,
yeah, I guess that would be, Spider-Man 2 probably the same for me, unless I guess probably I might put my tax return to a PS5. So I'm looking our tax returns in the middle of the year. So
nice.
Yeah, hopefully by July I'll have a PS5 and Spider-Man.
I mean, right. if you look at it like from like April to July, there's just nothing but big hitters, like one after another. You can throw like just about anything in there, like Street Fighter 6, Final Fantasy 16.
Definitely not playing or Street Fighter 6. Yeah.
Definitely insert any FPS. Not playing.
Why not playing? Was it Redfall? Is that the vampire game from?
I mean, it's gonna be on Game Pass.
I'm definitely not playing.
I might give it a shot.
but time. I don't have the time.
That's true. That's true. That's fair.
Yeah, we're just gonna be inundated with games to not have time to play.
If Redfall got a 96, I'll download it for a day and check it out and play it for like 3 hours.
I'll play it with you.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Double dipping from Tongue Surgery. Will buckets be splashed?
Always.
Somewhere in the world.
Baby.
Somewhere in the world.
I mean, that's a new mechanic in Dead Island 2, is you can get buckets and splash buckets.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You can splash buckets of water and connect like energy or electricity.
Does like FIFA or any like sports games have a thing where like you can get like the big cooler full of Gatorade and like dunk it on someone? Is that a thing yet?
I have no idea. I don't play sports games.
All right, this one coming in from Mecha Rekka.
Wonder who that guy is.
Sounds familiar. Who could that be?
Interesting.
One of our Discord members.
Yeah, shout out Wes. How you doing, buddy? Do you think that the PSVR 2 launching in 2023 will finally be the big push that launches VR into mainstream popularity, or will it be a nice but still niche addition to a catalog that only caters to a very specific market?
So it has.
Go ahead.
One problem. and that's one chord.
$500.
No, it's not the price; it's the fact that it has one chord, and that's one chord too many.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. I feel like what there's like two things that need to happen. It needs to be able to compete with the Oculus Quest, so like be better visuals and better hardware without breaking the bank. And then it also has to have it like, yeah. Maybe for instance with the PlayStation VR, it needs to be able to connect to PC. You know?
Yeah.
And if it
My-
could connect
my,
to PC, I think it would be okay.
My analog here is Ring Fit Adventure. Now, that is an awesome exercise game. It gets you your blood pumping and sweating and all that sort of stuff. Problem is, to play it, you have to buy it physically. You can buy it digitally, but then you're gonna have to go and source the thing that works the whole game. But you want the game digital so that you can be playing your main games and then go, cool, I just want to do an exercise for 30 minutes, not have to get up, go change my cartridge and stuff like that, because I still buy a lot of physical. If I had a mainly digital thing and I only had that as my physical, maybe it would work. But just that simple action, I played it for the first week that it came out, and then I was like, I want to play games. And then once that happened, it's like, oh man, I really want to do Ring Fit, but I don't want to have to go and change my game. Like, and that's the PSVR problem. Is just you need it to be bam accessible. Like,
I feel like they've really shot themselves in the foot with and I'm beating a dead horse here. That's getting shot in the foot, but not automatically making PSVR games.
That's wild.
Carry forward. The devs have to take it upon themselves.
That was just they still beat them their chest, and they're like, we can resell games, and it's like, yes, PlayStation and Nintendo do it time and time again, and they get away with it, but like this time it just feels extra salty because it's a super niche product, and they're saying F you to that that base that are buying that super niche product, and they're like, but some of it's like, and their games are expensive too. Like usually, most people are paying a premium to play them.
Yeah.
Do you think the PSVR is gonna get scalped like the PS5 was? Do you think it's gonna be as bad, or because it is so niche?
No, it's not something that's gonna have an issue of availability. I don't think.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to have all of the microprocessors and stuff that
I'd love to know that. Like, what are their sales
get.
expectations? Like, how many are they going to make versus how many will sell?
I think they'll try for 1 million in the year, most likely.
The PSVR crossed 1 million sales at some point, right? At least.
Yeah. But that's about the market,
Yeah. Compared to the like 100+ million PS4/PS5s that are out there.
Yeah.
So.
PS5s, they just hit 30, which is pretty damn good for two years. Or under 2 years. I don't know how long it's been out.
So yeah, Wes, I guess the answer is no. I don't think it will launch into mainstream popularity. Cool. Next question. Triple Dip It from Tongue Surgery. 10 years ago. So this is a retrospective look back on the last decade, kind of, or just specifically to 2013. 10 years ago, we saw the releases of Grand Theft Auto 5, BioShock Infinite, The Last of Us, Fez, Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, and consoles like the Ouya, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Any thoughts or musings on these games, consoles, or companies over the past decade since these came out? Man, my dad drank the Kool-Aid on the Ouya. He bought 2 of those damn things. And we played it for like a week, and then, that was it.
Well, you have those plug-and-play consoles that you find at like Target?
Yeah.
I saw one for Mega Man 2, and I'm like, that is so
weird.
Unique. In that it's like, it used to be just Atari games and just crap that you would never want to play. And I'm like, Mega Man 2 is like a very well-respected game, but it's still like, it just gives it, and now makes it feel like a toy. And now it's like, it lessens its value because it's now a plug-and-play game. But yeah, it's like, if ever your system looks like it's a plug-and-play toy,
you've already messed up.
Yeah, that's it. It's just not a thing. Like like obviously when you look at the not the Playdate, the one that everyone loves, that's just a Game Boy Advance player and Game Boy Color player. It just looks really sleek. I cannot remember what it's called.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. The new one, whatever it is, but like that looks like a premium product. Like it looks like a premium version of a. It actually looks like a Game Boy Pocket, more like it, because it's more square, but it just looks really nice.
Yeah.
That's where you've got to go with these like more niche things.
Yeah. Another thing this question made me think of, I'm sitting here looking through the top Metacritic scored games in 2013. I think Kevin basically hit us with the highlights. You know, it's Grand Theft Auto, Last of Us, BioShock, Super Mario 3D World.
What was this? Does anyone know the story about Fez? Was the guy a douche or something? I can't remember.
There was some controversy, but I don't remember.
I remember hearing that, like, if there was any criticism, he just would take it too personally. And he would just blow up, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember
91 Metacritic.
He was on there was a documentary I watched, and it was about a whole bunch of Xbox Live Arcade like indies, and I remember the Super Meat Boy guys were on it, and they were like awesome. Like they were so stressed out because they were meant to be on like the homepage, and they weren't on the day, and they'll rig it up Xbox, and they got it and stuff, and then the game like blew up, and
and they're like overnight millionaires.
Yeah, they were able to buy their parents' house and stuff like that, and all that awesome
super
stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, but no, I don't know anything about Fez really. I played a tiny bit of it, wasn't for me.
I beat it. I loved it. It's a great puzzle game. But yeah, what I was gonna say is like this seemed like the year for games for like exactly the kinds of games I don't like. Like the only games on this list that like I would want to like replay in like in 90s and above on Metacritic is like Fire Emblem Awakening, Super Mario 3D World, and The Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds. And in 2013, I was starting
That's some good games. Oof.
Yeah, but that's about it. You know, I was in 2013. I was starting college, and I had nothing. My roommate had a PS3. So that was
I graduated high school in 2013 and got like my first job cleaning windows.
Yeah, I don't think I would have had I don't think I would have had a 3DS in 2013. Because I
don't think I played any of these games.
I pretty much picked up like most of my handhelds after high school, like secondhand. Like I'd pick up a dusty old like DS Lite that was only $150 or something like that, and that's when I got to get into like Black and White and all that sort of stuff, and Heart Gold Soul Silver, which was dope. But yeah, no, those are good games. But like obviously, Last of Us, Grand Theft Auto 5. Have those companies hit those heights again? Maybe not. I think Lost Legacy is an absolute banger. Uncharted 4 is great, but it's less bombastic than the other games in the series, which is really interesting. It's like, oh, we're talking about pirates, and it's like, okay, where's it gonna get weird? And it doesn't get weird, which I'm happy with, because I hate how especially 3 just gets weird for no reason. But Hazelight.
Yeah, I was about to say, shout out to Hazelight.
Strength. Like, my God. Like,
each game's better than the last.
Each game is especially technically better than the last. Obviously, Brothers hits in a way that not many games will. It's pretty amazing how it does that so well.
Well, we've got a 10-year gap from Ken Levine. So, like, we have BioShock Infinite, and then Judas is slated to come out this year. So, I mean, maybe we'll get our good, like, BioShock
the return of Ken Levine.
I'm so intrigued by the BioShock Infinite discourse, because I cannot tell if people love the game or hate the game.
Man, I've never played it.
Or love the game and only
game.
hate the ending or something.
I feel like there was a point where people turned on it. Like, they loved it when it came out, and people started, like, crap talking it after a couple of years. And
it was funny because
the game is really up its own ass. It is, but like it's fun.
They pulled
If you're
some
going,
multiverse crap into it, right?
yeah.
It reminded me
if
of
you go into playing
Metroid
it
Prime.
and stuff.
It
With
reminded
a
me of Metroid
mindset
Prime
of
3.
having fun. It's fine. It's pretty good.
Yeah, because it's funny because it becomes a rail shooter in that game, which is hilarious.
Well,
But yeah,
looking back on
weird.
2013, not anywhere
Isn't
near
there a
my favorite year of
Bioshock
game.
spiritual successor coming out? Sorry.
Yeah, is that
That's
what
Judas.
was that game?
Okay.
Yeah.
Judas.
You just
That's
mentioned
made
it,
by
yeah.
Ken
And then
Levine.
there's that other weird game that seems Bioshock adjacent called gosh, I can't remember what it's called. It's just a freaking bizarre game. I'll think of it in a second.
Okay.
But yeah, that's all our community questions. So with that, we'll move on to our 2023 predictions. All right. The Bioshock adjacent game I was trying to think of is called Atomic Heart. Check it out. And with that, it's now time for our 2023 video game industry predictions betting special. Meow, 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 meow. So just so the audience is on board with us, the way we're doing this is I have 17 yes or no bets, and the yes and no answer for each bet has odds that I'll share when I read the bet. We each have 500 debate dollars, and you must spend at least $20 on each bet. And that's all the rules. Any questions? All right. So we will begin with our softball first bet. Number 1, will Google enter the video games market again? 2-1 odds on yes and 2-1 odds on no. Who cares? What do you think, Chuck?
I'm gonna bet. I'm just gonna put my $20 on no. I don't think they will.
What do you think, Steven?
Next year. Yeah, no, I'm gonna say no, but they will again. They will 100% do it again. Yeah, no.
I've decided all my bets will reflect the will of the people, and I don't think anyone wants Google to re-enter the games industry, so I'm gonna put 20 on no.
Yeah.
All right, bet number 2. Will the annual Call of Duty come to Switch? No points if a new Call of Duty does not release. I think this is based on a desperate defense of Microsoft trying to convince the Federal Trade Commission not to sue them and let them purchase Activision Blizzard. They're like, but we'll put Call of Duty on the Switch.
So that's if they actually get the acquisition. So that bet or that deal hasn't actually gone through yet. So no, it won't be this year, because even if they do get the acquisition, they won't have enough time to develop a version for it for.
What if they buy another studio that's beloved for like a more of a cult classic game, and then force them to make a Call of Duty port? The odds here are 2-1 on no, because of course, but on the slim chance, 8-1 on yes.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's a $20. That's a $20.
Yeah, I agree. It's $20 on no.
All right. Now I have to think. Go ahead.
I think that most likely Phone of Responsibility will release on Switch, but maybe not Call of Duty. But, or like Duty of Call will release on Switch by some indie developer.
Sure. What do you guys think the will of the people is on this? Do you think the people want Call of Duty on Switch or no?
No.
Okay. 20 on no for me.
We don't need more people to talk about how, am I meant to use the app? It's like, no one's ever had to use the app. Use Discord. If you're not in conversation with your mates on Discord when you're playing video games, you're doing it wrong anyway.
I hope PlayStation brings Discord capabilities.
That'd be cool.
To their system.
It's like, is the Microsoft deal like exclusive or what?
I don't know. They brought the functionality of being able to see what you're playing on your PlayStation to Discord last year, so let's hope that because it's worked great for Xbox. I was playing Fortnite with people, and we all hopped onto Discord, and we were playing with Xbox people and PC players, and it was just seamless, and it worked perfectly. Come on, PlayStation.
Heck yeah.
Make it right. Your party system sucks.
Sure does, but it's not as bad as Switch. Number 3, will Game Pass increase in price? Odds on yes are 4-1 because it seems likely. Why wouldn't it? But so since it's slightly less likely, the odds are higher on no. We got 6-1.
I'm gonna put $60 on yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna be a bit more conservative, but I've got to find where I can undermine Jonah. So I'm gonna also then follow and put $60 on yes, just so that he can't get away with anything just early.
Can't keep getting away with this. I feel like Jonah got that reference and Steven maybe did it. So I feel like the will of the people here is, of course, we would not want Game Pass to increase. So I'll put 20 on no. So that's 6-1 odds. All right, these are heating up now. Get a little more serious. Bet number 4. Will Dead Space Remake have a higher Metacritic score than Resident Evil 4 Remake? So a little background on this one. The original Dead Space did not have a higher Metacritic score than original Resident Evil 2 on GameCube. So the odds are higher here for Dead Space. 6-1 for yes, 2-1 for no.
You know what? I feel like they're gonna make enough changes in
updating the
enough
gameplay.
Changes in a positive way for Dead Space that it will get a very high score. I feel like they're gonna do enough
Keep in mind that
changes in RE4.
Yeah, whiners. You have to keep in mind the whiners.
I'm gonna keep in mind the whiners.
They cut out the island.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say just a flat $20 on yes. I think Dead Space will rate higher than Resident Evil 4. Is it what my body thinks? No, and I'm hurting myself for it, but I'm trying to do the big boy plays and outsmart Steven.
All right. Well, this is our first disagreement because there's no chance. There's no way. All I've heard from Dead Space, with everyone being super positive about it, is that they're sticking very close to the original. Whereas Resident Evil 4 is changing a lot of stuff tonally and visually and stuff. So they're trying to use up expectations. They're still keeping the island, despite everyone's complaints. They'll probably streamline it a little bit, but they're still keeping it. And but if he doesn't say Hasta Luego, then it probably will get a worse Metacritic score.
So how much are you betting?
That's just a 20 because it's only 2-1, so there's no point in me betting higher on that. So save my dollars.
Yeah, I don't know. Perhaps I'm off the beat on this one, but I feel like the will of the people is Dead Space will be higher quality. I mean, Resident Evil will be higher quality because people are just ravenous for Resident Evil. It's I don't think Dead Space has quite reached the mythic, legendary heights of Resident Evil 4. So yeah, I'll do.
Now,
20,
when you're
20
going off that score, are you doing the community
highest
score, or are you doing the critical score? Because that's what I'm basing it off of.
Yeah, it's whatever the critic score is with the highest scoring platform. Yeah. All right. Number 5. Will The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom make it right and let you pet the dog? 5-1 odds on yes or no. It could go either way. Do you have faith in humanity or no?
Which means we cannot lose money on this.
You know what? I want Steven to answer first on this one.
You can lose $20 if you fail.
Yes, yeah. I was gonna go a bigger bet on this, so I probably will. It's probably my only other thing that I had a bigger bet, so I had to drop that 60. So the only big bet I could do if I've got one out of the 100 is $40. So I can go $40 on yes, because I don't want to be positive. Let's do it.
Everybody wants to pet the dog. I mean, the shout out to the Twitter account, Can You Hit the Dog? That's popularized the petting of dogs in video games. But I feel like they've started a movement of like indie games incorporating, you know, if only to be featured on the page. But I don't think AAA developers care. So.
They did in God of War Ragnarok, and I'm pretty sure it was a trophy. I can't remember for sure, but I think it was.
What do you think, Jonah?
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm just do flat 20, saying yeah.
Yeah. The will of the people is, of course, to pet the dogs. So 20 on yes for me. So we're all feeling positive on this one. Please don't disappoint us.
What if they take all the dogs out, put cats in, and you can pet the cat, but there's no dog?
Yeah, it doesn't count. That would be a fail. All right. Bet number 6. Will Princess Zelda be playable in The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom? I think Zelda's only been playable like once in the history of Zelda as like the Phantom in like Phantom or Spirit Tracks or something like that, right?
There was the Zelda. There was the Zelda
all
game,
the spin-offs,
the CDI game.
Yeah, and then like the Warriors games and all that, but never really like a mainline like flagship console Zelda. And you know, people have been begging. You got the mods for Breath of the Wild emulation, where you play Zelda and Linkle and all that.
Linkle.
But yeah, they just, no matter how hard we beg, they seem to just not care. So the odds,
like, think about the fact that they made such a cool moveset for Zelda in Twilight Princess, and like, yes, we got it in Smash, but like, that was the best time to do it. Like, you know.
It's called The Legend of Zelda. So, you know, because of how little faith we have in Nintendo to actually let us do this as a, you know, traditional Japanese company, odds are 10 to 1 to yes, she will be playable, and 2 to 1 odds on no, she will not be playable.
You know what? Screw it. Let's do a $20 bet on yes.
It's worth it. It's a worthwhile bet just for that extra $200.
Yeah, you lose 20, possibly get 200.
Because I mean, you know what? If it's just like a little mini game and you do get to play as Zelda for like a snippet, it counts.
It counts. It's like Siri and Witcher or whatever.
Yeah, that'll like that's a big swing. So now because one person's locked into yes, I have to lock in yes just for $20 because it's just too big of a swing to recover from.
So 20 on yes for you, huh?
Yeah, and it is the will of the people, so...
Yeah, you guys are all cowards. I don't think there's anything true gamers want more than to actually be able to explore Hyrule in open world, climb mountains, and glide around as Princess Zelda. So I'm going all in, baby. $180. Yes.
Wow, that's the
game
set and match. In
the
middle of the year, if that happens.
Come on, Aonuma. Come on. All right, number 7.
Make it right.
Make it right. Let us pet Zelda. Number 7. Will Starfield be delayed out of its current release window of, quote, the first half of 2023?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, God, I
hope not. Yes.
Yeah. So obviously the odds are higher. Higher payout on no, 4 to 1. Yes, 2 to 1.
I'm going with no. I am going. It's got to release. Like, they can't keep delaying it. There's no point. It's not going to get better with age. It's just going to look worse, which is what I felt like after 100 hours of Fallout 4 was that it just looked so bad by the end of it. So I'm going to go with no for $20 and hope.
I'll go with yes releases. For $20. I feel like the first half of the year is going to be too busy for Microsoft to release it.
Of course, the will of the people is to not have the game delayed. Let's get our grubby Cheeto encrusted or Dorito dust encrusted gamer hands on Starfield, please. It's been how many years?
Long time.
Skyrim, long time. All right, number 8. Will Starfield have a mod on Nexus Mods for the PC version that allows you to play as 2B from Nier Automata? I'll have you know that there's already a mod for Elden Ring that allows you to play as 2B from Nier Automata.
I mean,
Skyrim has a mod,
why is
but-
this even a bet, man? Like, of course, I'll put the $40
Always
40
bet
on
on the
this,
Sims.
on
Always
yes.
bet on the Sims.
Oh yeah.
The only reason I'd say, but yeah, the chance of this is so insanely high over an entire year, unless it releases like in December, then it might not make it.
Yeah, that's
so.
the case. If you delay.
So if I get my first one wrong of it being delayed, then I could say maybe 2B won't be there by December 31st because just no one had enough time. Like they were still like too busy masturbating over 2B to actually make the mod. So so I'll go $20 on no.
All right, the odds here are 2-1 yes because of course, and 4-1 no because the odds are slim that the mod will not exist because gamers love 2B. Of course, the will of the people would be yes, I want a 2B mod, please. So $20 on yes.
2B or not 2B?
Yeah.
That's basically what the question is. That's the question. Why didn't I phrase it like that? Okay. Number 9.
He's not a dad yet. He doesn't understand the puns.
Yeah, we're turning our attention to Nintendo and the Pokemon Company here now. Will specifically the development studio Game Freak release another annual console Pokemon rather than take a year off? Yes, 2-1 odds. No, 6-1 odds because they can't. They gotta make that money.
Does a port count, or does it have to be a new Pokemon game?
Well, if it's like a remake of like an old generation, a Game Freak
But it
developed
has to be made by Game Freak.
They started outsourcing.
Whereas not Platinum. Diamond and Pearl was made by a different company.
Yeah, but if it's like a
I
Let's
didn't know
Go or like Pokemon Legends or Gen 10, whatever, as long as Game Freak makes it, puts it on Switch, then
I'll put the $20 down on no.
okay. What do you think, Steven? Are you fighting internally or conflicted?
Yeah, I was 100% yes, this was going to be my big bet. But the fact that it's like has to be Game Freak and it's like they're probably just going to focus on open world games and not do the linear remasters from now on. So I guess I'll just have to go no and find my next big bet.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just have to. I'm going to have to swing for the fences on the next bet, I think. So I'll just go $20 on this one. I'll swing for the fences on the next one.
So your answer is yes or no?
That's a no for 20 because it'll be a secondary studio making maybe Black and White remake.
All right. Well, of course, the will of the people would be for Game Freak to take a year off from crunch and every game. So $20 on no.
Yeah. And also they'll do a DLC this year as well.
Yeah, that's true, which would not count. All right. Question number 10. If there is a new console Pokemon game, will at least 2 of the starters' final evolutions not be bipedal? Now, let me give you some background here. I went through and checked. Literally, out of the last 9 generations, only 1 generation fits the qualifications of this bet. It's Superior, Emboar, and Samurai. Only Emboar is bipedal. Out of all the other gens, at least 2, if not 3 of all the starters are bipedal.
That's a weird technicality because Superior has no legs.
So he's not bipedal. He doesn't have legs. So of course, given that out of all the previous generations, only 1 featured only 1 bipedal final evolution, the odds are quite high on this if you vote yes. So yes is a payout of 8-1. No
there's
is
not going to be. There's not going to be a new console Pokemon game.
Say no. I'm just gonna put the $20 on no.
$20 no. Yeah. Oh god, this next one's stupid.
20 on yes for me because of course the people. Well, actually, I'm questioning myself now. Do the people want more effable?
But you also said. Okay. But you already said there's not going to be a game come out.
Yeah, so should we make this bet no points if no game comes out?
Yes, no points if...
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I just not bet on this one, honestly?
No points. If a game does not release. Okay.
And Caden, I got a question for you.
Mhm.
Does a Pokemon being bipedal mean it is affable? Because what if it's
Apparently,
quadruped?
the community thinks so.
Okay.
Well, when I was on freaking
It's more
Friendly-
affable than
Friend-
if it was.
when I was on Friendly Fire, Chris was discussing the fact that there's like this fanfic about Vaporeon.
Oh, I'm so tired
that-
of hearing about this.
That doesn't have two bottom feet. It's a
Yeah.
mermaid. Like
We got
so it's
tiers of how far down the rabbit hole you go in
yeah,
depravity
yeah.
with Pokemon.
Yeah.
So,
Moving on.
moving on. Okay. Number 11. Will Armored Core 6 score above an 80 on Metacritic? For some background, no Armored Core has ever achieved this. In fact, most are below 70 on Metacritic. In other words, will Armored Core 6 achieve critical success? Yes, 5 to 1 odds. No, 5 to 1 odds.
I'm gonna say yes, just because From Software's actually gonna be developing it.
Mhm,
Yes, but Deracine didn't get an 80,
mhm.
and just the only other thing to say before you finalize that bet is that Miyazaki was attached and now isn't.
In pre-production, and now he's left. So it's the Dark Souls 2 situation. Everybody hates that one. So
Did that game
Yeah.
still score above an 80 on Metacritic?
Oh,
I have no idea.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely did.
It
Yeah.
although he came in at the end to fix it, he's
Uh,
there
other-
at the start and leaving now in this one.
Other than Titanfall 2, like, no shade. What mech games can you think of that are like a 9 out of 10?
Like none of them, unless Chain Echoes counts. Skyarmor.
Oh, wow.
baby!
What's
Sorry.
that, Caden? You're saying that all the MGS games are trash? Oh, wow.
Oh, sorry, forgot about this. It's just you don't pilot the mechs in those games. You know, I'm thinking of piloting the mech, except for that one part.
I was
in
just
MGS4,
trolling.
but-
I was just
Yeah.
trolling.
Okay, so
Um,
you're voting yes, Jonah.
I'm gonna
How
vote.
much?
Place it. Place it,
But
Steven.
how much?
Place it.
Okay, Steven.
Go, John.
Yes, ma'am.
79. So no. It's gonna go 79.
It's gonna get a 70 now. Okay. Will the people, of course, as we want Armored Core 6 to be amazing. So yes,
Oh,
$20. I need your dollar amounts. Your debate
Oh,
dollars.
20.
just a 20.
Just
the
20
20.
on both. You okay?
I've only got like
Okay.
one big bet, so I'm saving it for
Yeah.
one that's a surefire win.
I don't even know how
Alright.
much money I have left. I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to count it up for you. Okay. Bet number 12. Will 15 or more games score 90 or above on Metacritic for 2023? So some background here. I looked back at the last 4 years, and not counting repeat listings for the same game on multiple platforms. So this includes ports, remasters, remakes, just as long as it's not the exact same game on multiple platforms. So 2022, 13, 2021, 12 games, 2020, 14 games, 2019,
That's tough.
12 games.
Oh wow,
So,
that's really tough.
You're basically asking yourself, is the video game industry going to be pumping out certified bangers more than ever before in 2023?
I feel like
With all the
we're
AAA games coming out.
I feel like we're finally catching up to the COVID crunch
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
on a lot of these games, or the COVID delay, I should say. And I feel like a lot of these games that we have been highly anticipating are going to come out this year that will score high.
90's
let me.
high, though.
I should
90
say
is
the odds.
high. 90 is
I
high.
should say. let me just get the odds out real quick. I do think it's slightly in favor of the no, given the history, but it still could kind of go either way. So I got 4 to 1 odds on no and 6 to 1 odds on yes.
You know what?
Um,
I'm gonna throw that 20 out on yes. We're
Throw
gonna-
that 20
Yeah.
out on yes.
Come on, indies, keep on doing this well.
Yes.
That's like
yeah.
indies and what is it? Romance like games. They're the ones that are visual novels. They'll always get a couple in there that are
Yeah,
in the
because they've
90s.
got like 3 people that review them that just love that genre.
Yeah.
What do you think, Steven?
It's a tough one because of the fact that you said even in the last 4 years we haven't seen 15.
Mhm.
And obviously I'm guessing if it's an indie game and it's on multiple consoles, we'll just take the highest score.
Yes.
So if it got a
Highest
90
score
on
for
one
that.
of them, yeah,
Yeah.
because that was like Heineken and Tunic got 90s on one console or whatever. Man, yeah, I want to be positive, but I'm definitely more pessimistic. But I'm going to be positive and say yes, just for
Nice.
20.
20 on yes. All right. We got a triple bingo, 20 on yes from all of us. Of course, it's the will of the people
Hell yeah.
for us to have more great games than ever. All right.
Part of my thoughts on it is that stretch. I feel like we're gonna get most of those in the first half of the year since we got all those bangers coming out before.
Yeah, I mean, we could list games that are probably going to be there already. Like,
I
we got
easily
Dead Space
see-
remake, Resident Evil 4 remake,
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 16. Like,
I see
Breath of the Wild.
Street Fighter 2, or I'm sorry, not Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 6. A lot of people are already ranting and raving about
Yeah,
it, and the game's
yeah.
not even out yet. So
Yeah,
I
that could be
feel
the
like
highest. That could be the highest rated fighting game.
yep.
Yeah.
So
All right. So, bet number 13. Turning our gaze upon one of the most legendary auteurs of our time, Kojima-san.
Who is also
Will-
a little bit of a pervert.
Yeah, he would have voted in favor of the bipedal Pokemon for sure. Will a Kojima game, which, we're all, of course, thinking of Death Stranding 2 here, but you never know. So there's a little bit of leeway if he comes out with a little side project. Will a Kojima game feature full frontal nudity? So the odds are against yes on this one because he's never done so ever. So there's no precedent. But I feel like Kojima's primed more now than ever to give us the full frontal nudity.
Yeah.
We all want to see. I mean, Leah Saido is fragile at Death Stranding. She already went topless in the French Dispatch. So it's all all the pieces are falling together. So the odds here are 8-1 on yes, 2-1 on no.
I'm just gonna put my $20 on no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will the people, of course, is to see some Leah Saido titties or some Norman Reedus dong. So 20 on yes.
Yeah.
There's some Troy Baker dong.
So double cheeks won't count.
No, it's
No,
gotta
full
be
frontal.
front. Gotta be the front.
Yeah. I want him to say once again that we'll be ashamed of our words and deeds.
Yeah. Mhm.
So it's got to be a yes. He's got to finally do it because he's going to be so upset that he didn't do it. Before Immortality went all out. So.
All right, so that's just 20 on yes for you?
Yeah.
All right. At number 14, turning our gaze back to PlayStation. Will a character with a symbiote be playable in Spider-Man 2? No points if the game does not release.
That's my $100 on yes.
All right. So this
Easy
is
money.
50-50 because
Easy money.
we saw, full disclosure here. Spoilers for Spider-Man. 20. What year did that game come out? I don't know. But
2018.
there's a
18,
scene
yeah. where
there's a secret Bacta tank from Star Wars inside of Osborn's penthouse, and Harry Osborn is in this weird tank floating in a bunch of black ooze. So it seems likely that a symbiote will make an appearance in Spider-Man 2, but will it be playable? But
money.
So you're going 100 on yes, Steve.
So
It was one of the most obvious suits that was missing from the different outfits that you could wear in one, and everyone was like, "Where's the symbiote suit?"
Yeah.
And they're dropping it as
now, I should clarify: if you just get Spider-Man's black suit as an alternate outfit, it doesn't count. It has to be a character with symbiote powers. Does that change your bet?
So this is why I'm gonna say yes, because if they have both Miles Morales and Peter Parker in Spider-Man
it'll make
2,
a good.
you gotta
good
have
differences.
Peter with the symbiote suit to be able to compare
the
with Miles
anti-hero.
Morales.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
conflict,
yes. I have no idea how much money I have.
Let's
And
take a pause here.
That's That's an awesome way to do like the Arkham Knight thing of like when you started in Arkham Knight, you've got all of the gadgets and you'll have all of Spider-Man's gadgets. But then to build on that would be symbiote suit. Makes so much sense.
Yeah. All right, Jonas. So you have $140 left so far. So how much would you like to place on this bet?
I'm gonna put 60 down.
All right, 65 to 1. Are you sticking with 100 on yes? Steven?
Oh yeah, easy.
All right.
Easy money.
People. Yes. So, bet number 15. I think I did the math wrong. Do you still have? I think I might have messed up how much. We're gonna have to cut this out. So there's. When I said you had 3 bets total left, there are actually 4.
Yeah, I know.
So-
I know. That's why I put
Okay.
60 down.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so
that's-
I'll just start back
yeah,
at number 15. You guys know what you're doing tonight, all. So
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah. All good. Jonah's trying to work it out. He's got $80 left.
Yeah.
Jonah's got $80 left.
Mhm.
He's got it.
Okay, so bet number 15. As the first Final Fantasy with a mature rating, will Final Fantasy 16 feature a sex scene? Odds are 10 to 1 on yes, because there's no way. But odds are 2 to 1 on no. Now, I'm pretty lenient with this. As long as, there doesn't have to be any nudity. As long as, like, you're seeing people jiggling around under the sheets, or you're hearing moaning sounds. It can't be like an implied they had sex. It has to
so
be
can't-
like
But can't
they're
cut to
having
black
sex
straight
right
away.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
like-
if it cuts to black, it comes back up, and you lose Gil? So you've paid. What if that happens?
I think no. There has to be bodies on screen moving around. You know what I mean?
Okay, so what if
Everybody's
it's like,
voting no, so it doesn't matter.
I'm
So
gonna
you're saying-
I'm gonna just put 20 on no.
Yeah.
like I want the Mass Effect like super awkward when they're like still got their clothes on and they're. How are we gonna do this? It's like we'll work it out.
Yeah.
So the will of the people is yes, surely. I'm gonna go $20.
Of course, yeah. So wait, are you voting yes or no, Steve?
I'm voting for a yes for 20. 'Cause it's a big
Nice.
win. It's a big
Yes.
win for a yes.
Yeah, you're either losing 20 or you're gaining 200. So, will of the people, of course. We want the sex scenes in Final Fantasy, please. Hopefully, all the characters are above 18 in at least in the instruction booklet of the North American release.
Oh god.
All right, so we have 2 more bets left. So, number 16. With a winter 2023 release date, will Final Fantasy VII Rebirth release before January 1st, 2024? 6 to 1 odds for yes, because of course it's going to get delayed. I guess they technically don't have to delay it, but there's no way that's not coming out in 2024. And 4 to 1 odds on no.
I'm gonna
'cause there's
put
that
my
chance.
$40 for my last big bet on yes, because they made the promise for what is the game that just came out? Advent Children? No, not Advent Children. What is the game?
Oh yeah, Crisis Core.
Crisis Core.
Renewed.
They set it out there. They're like, "Yep, we're gonna release it," and right on the release date. So I have faith for
Well,
the next
keep
one.
in mind. Oh well, you know what? You're right. I was gonna say winter could technically mean, January or February, but they said winter 2023. So.
Yeah. So
But what's the release date on 16?
Isn't that like June or something
Yeah, it's
like
June.
that?
Okay,
I
so-
can't quite remember.
So
It's summer.
then it's gonna be no for me because I don't see it being in the same fiscal year as 16 for them because I think their fiscal year is March or something. So
That would
I
suck. That would
don't-
mean it wouldn't come out till like March or April in 2024.
Yeah.
So hopefully not. Well, the people, we want as much Final Fantasy as soon as possible. So 20 on yes. All right, we're down to our final bet, the big one. Will Metroid
Aw.
Prime 4
This is just
Release.
bad vibes. This is
in
bad
20 on
vibes.
no.
2023?
20 on no.
Okay, so of course the odds are not in its favor, but there's always a chance E3 or something. We get the E3 Direct and Nintendo's like reintroduced with a gameplay trailer Metroid Prime 4, and they're like coming December 2023.
Oh my god. I'm like,
Yes,
20
is your
on
head in
no.
your
I'll
heart.
see you guys next next year.
I got, you know. No.
I've got 20 on yes,
Man.
of course, because the people want the Metroid Prime 4. Why wouldn't they?
Metroid 4
So much.
2024, baby.
It 100% will be, because it's gonna.
It
they're gonna
sounds
if they're gonna
so
launch,
right.
if they're gonna launch the success of the Switch, they want a banger.
People
to
have been saying
come out
every
with.
single year, like, for the past, 3 years or 4 years, that the Switch
Yeah.
successor's coming out. So,
Yeah,
I don't know
I
why
know.
people are getting this
I know,
all of a
I
sudden.
know. Well, it's just because of the dry spell that they're having right now, so
Yeah.
that's why the only reason I'm saying, yeah, 2024, man. It's only
Samus for
only
president 2024, baby.
only a,
4 more
only a
years.
4
more
only a
years of
7-year, only a 7-year wait from reveal. It's not that long, guys.
Okay, so that's your 20 on no.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my 20 on.
You're
That's-
voting
yeah,
against your heart.
I know. Yeah,
Right.
100%.
Yeah, I think I already said, but yeah, the will of the people is, of course, we want the Metroid Prime 4 this year. It's got to
We
happen.
do. We really do.
Yeah, give it to us, Retro. All right, so with that, we've concluded our 2023 predictions betting special. Tune in exactly 365 days when the results show.
Depending on
Um,
scheduling.
Yeah. With that, we've reached the end of the podcast, fellas. Congratulations, we did it. We'll just have our final thoughts real quick. So, yeah, I'll toss it to you, Jonah. Final thoughts?
My final thoughts are, you know what? Great game debate community. You guys have been great.
Yes, rule.
Hell yeah.
Amazing 2022. Can't wait for all of 2023 to talk about games with you guys, play games
Yeah.
with you guys. I'm
Be a hell
super
of a year.
stoked. We are about a month shy of our 3-year anniversary. February 2nd. 3 years that the community has been a thing. So
Yeah, that's wild.
yeah, let's make
Pat yourselves on the
2023
back.
great, gentlemen, and play some
Oh, yeah.
games and talk about 'em.
Cool. Final thoughts, Steven?
Yeah, and again, yeah, just thanks, to everyone that watches. And look, if you've got any nerdy friends that like a good debate, like everyone likes to talk about games and prop them up. So just shout us out, throw a video to one of your mates and see if we can share us around. Like we'd love to grow our community, and like our Discord is still like super non-toxic. So come in and hang out with us. We love to chat. So yeah, let's get amongst it.
Or like
Cool.
even if you're just looking for a server to have your buddies in to play games.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
all the voice channels are open for anyone to use at any point in
Yeah.
time. You don't need to ask.
Yeah. And
Just
we
come
love,
play games.
we love just grabbing new people to party up with. It's good vibes.
For sure. Well, my final thoughts are, dang, I hope Lords of the Fallen 2, or rather the Lords of the Fallen reboot is good. That art direction is something. Whew. I really just hope that game turns out good. I've been your host, Game Birthday Lane, and as always, happy gaming. Bye.
Bye.
Happy New Year. As always, a big thank you to our friend Misdriven for the music in our podcast. If you like what you hear and you want to check out more of what they have, you can pay them a visit on Twitter at MIST_RIVEN 719 or on Bandcamp at Misdriven. Thanks again for tuning in. Till next time. I held onto those seeds because I really wanted to use them as a health item in like a fight, and I really hated that system. And I'm like, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Does this bottle opener remind you of Mr. Game & Watch?
Hell
Yes.
yeah, it does.
Is it not a Game
It's
& Watch
not.
branded bottle opener?
That's that's 100%.
Game & Watch O-face.
He's either doing an up or he's doing the hammer attack. Like that's 100%. Or maybe it could even be when he does.
Oh my god,
when
that
he,
whole
when he rings the
30
bell.
seconds was so unhinged.
That is the post credits.